Becky Lynch attacked and called unattractive. Former WWE superstar believed Vince McMahon would die in Gorilla. Vince McMahon won't be returning to WWE following retirement. WWE's upcoming Madison Square Garden show is reportedly a sellout. WWE pushed Brock Lesnar to make SmackDown return to avoid an absolute disaster. Let's jump right into our first story. Vince McMahon won't be returning to WWE following retirement. Vince McMahon appeared multiple times on WWE television after reports about his allegations came out. The former CEO of the company announced his retirement last Friday and will reportedly not appear on TV again. WWE fans have speculated that he could return to the company if the scandal is no longer in the news. Vince recently stepped down as CEO following allegations that he paid several former female employees $12 million in non-disclosure agreements. There are reportedly more accusations against him on the way. During a recent PW Torch audio show for VIP members, Wade Keller said that the move to announce Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan as co-CEOs is not a way to set the table for a Vince McMahon return later on. Wade also said that he's not expecting an appearance from the 77-year-old on Monday's episode of WWE Raw from Madison Square Garden. Vince, through outside forces, is feeling forced out. He didn't want to retire. He would have loved to have probably stuck around till Monday for Raw at MSG. That shows the timing of this wasn't perfect for him to not even make it to Monday to have one less show in MSG. With the departure of Mr. McMahon, many wrestling fans may be hoping for big changes to WWE. Wade Keller claimed that fans shouldn't expect big changes in the product in the near future as WWE wants to project stability to stockholders. Wade noted that nobody that he has spoken to believes that this was done for PR reasons. Vince McMahon is really gone, and everybody I talked to, yes, there's the conspiracy theorists, and yes, people will go, well, you know. If the window opens, he'll return. As of now, the expectation on a corporate and wrestling level is he's gone and not expected to return. Not expected doesn't mean it can't happen. Nobody I talk to thinks this is a charade for PR reasons. Do you think we will see Mr. McMahon on WWE television again? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Former WWE superstar believed Vince McMahon would die in Gorilla. Former WWE superstar and NXT Tag Team Champion Aiden English recently expressed his thoughts on Vince McMahon's retirement from the company. It's been about 2 years since Aiden English was let go by WWE during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. During his time with the company, he was best known as part of the Vaudevillains alongside Simon Gotch. The duo won the NXT Tag Team titles on one occasion. English recently held a live stream on his official Instagram handle and opened up on Vince McMahon's retirement. He stated that he never imagined the former CEO would retire from the pro wrestling business. He added that he believed McMahon would die in Gorilla before leaving the promotion. The former NXT Tag Team Champion further stated that he respects what McMahon has done for the business over the years, but that's the extent of it. He also extended his support to the victims of the hush money allegations. The former WWE CEO worked tirelessly for approximately 4 decades on end in his quest to turn the company into the biggest wrestling promotion in the world. McMahon's grueling work ethic has been praised by many of his peers, including his son-in-law and current Executive Vice President of Talent Relations Triple H. The Game stated that McMahon is on Raw and SmackDown every week and is hands-on with the promotion. Vince McMahon has the most incredible work ethic of any person I have ever seen. It's impossible to hang with him on a long-term basis even at 73, now 76. It's crazy. He still trains every day, still does everything, but he's hands-on on so many things. Not because he micromanages or not because he can't let people succeed and do things, but when it comes to creative and the shows, he's at Raw and SmackDown every week. He won't give that up, not because he should, it's his passion. Following his departure, McMahon's daughter Stephanie McMahon and former president Nick Khan were announced as the co-CEOs. It remains to be seen what is in store for WWE in the near future as new management takes charge. What do you make of Vince McMahon's work ethic? Let us know in the comments section below. Becky Lynch attacked and called unattractive. Kevin Dunn has landed in hot water again after reports have stated his belief that Becky Lynch wasn't attractive enough to be WWE Women's Champion. Big Time Bex has worked to the top of the company and has acquired megastar status, capturing the Women's Championship 6 times. The man has been a consistent performer in WWE. In 2016, there were concerns when reports revealed Kevin Dunn didn't like her Irish accent and planned to give her less promo time. Lynch sent out a tweet during this time that many fans have said fueled the rumors about Dunn's opinions. Fortunately, those claims subsided after a negative backlash against Dunn. Reports have now emerged from Leslie Lee of Struggle Sessions. A source close to Dunn revealed that the latter also took issue with her looks, finding them not to be up to standard for a WWE champion. I'll never forget this weasel telling us that Becky Lynch isn't good-looking enough, the source shared. It's been reported that a production meeting in the fall of 2016 took place where Dunn spoke negatively of Lynch's appearance. The executive producer and chief, global television distribution has been under fire before for disparaging superstars. A #FireKevinDunn social media trend started back in October of 2016. Big Time Bex has been one of the most influential female superstars of this generation and has lived up to her moniker by delivering in big event matches. Lynch was one of the first women, along with Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, to main event the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. But it almost didn't happen at all. The hardcore legend Mick Foley recalled a time when the former women's champion was feeling lost with her place in the company. On his podcast, Foley is Pod, he recalled when Becky Lynch was thinking of quitting the company and returning home. I remember giving her two pieces of advice. I said, be patient, be ready. And I relayed to her a story about me being in the Memphis studio. So with that in mind, that's what I told Becky. And then I also told her not to give up on the independent scene. It might refresh her and remind her what she loves, said Foley. If Becky Lynch were to have left WWE, many fans would have missed out on the rise of Big Time Bex. As of now, she is headed to SummerSlam to give an end to her feud with Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. WWE pushed Brock Lesnar to make SmackDown return to avoid an absolute disaster. Brock Lesnar reportedly walked out on WWE Friday afternoon but returned to the building in time to close SmackDown later that evening. It has been reported by multiple sources that the Beast Incarnate was pissed off about the announcement that Vince McMahon had retired from the company and had an "if he's gone, I'm gone" type of mentality. Luckily, cooler heads prevailed, and Lesnar appeared at the end of SmackDown to attack Theory, which sent the crowd home happy. On the latest episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer spoke in depth on Lesnar's situation from Friday night and how WWE avoided an absolute disaster by convincing him to return to the building. It was imperative that they got Lesnar back. The basic gist was the most famous guy on the roster who was the main guy advertised for the show on Boston. All of a sudden he walks out. That's the worst that could happen, Dave Meltzer said. They made sure he came back. I was not told what the deal was to get him back. The worst thing they could have is that all of a sudden Vince left, and it's anarchy. Brock leaving and SummerSlam changing would have been an absolute disaster at this time, so they made sure that did not happen. With Brock Lesnar returning to the building on Friday night, it would certainly appear that his match with Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship is still on at SummerSlam. What will be interesting to learn in the weeks ahead is whether this situation caused any creative plans to change for the Beast Incarnate's match with the head of the table at the premium live event. While it's likely we won't know for a few weeks, this match suddenly just got a lot more interesting for the WWE Universe than it seemingly was before. What do you make of the Brock Lesnar situation from SmackDown on Friday night? Do you think this will impact any creative plans heading into his match at SummerSlam? Let us know your thoughts by sounding off in the comments section below. WWE's upcoming Madison Square Garden show is reportedly a sellout. WWE has reportedly sold out the upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw at New York City's world-famous Madison Square Garden. The Garden has been a staple of the promotion's calendar since its days as the WWF, or Worldwide Wrestling Federation. In the company's early days, it regularly ran from MSG with stars like Bruno Sammartino and Andre the Giant. The promotion recently held a major live event at the show, headlined by Brock Lesnar. The upcoming edition of Monday Night Raw is set to take place from the legendary venue, and according to the latest reports, it's now sold out. TW Insider is reporting that WWE is now at capacity for the over 20,000-seat arena, which will host the go-home show for SETA's SummerSlam Premium Live event. Raw from Madison Square Garden will feature some of the company's biggest stars as the Red brand delivers its final serving ahead of SummerSlam. It will feature undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and an in-ring version of the Impulsive podcast with recent signee Logan Paul. It will also mark the 20th anniversary of Rey Mysterio's debut in the company, with Mysterio and his son Dominic set to take on the Judgment Day. Ronda Rousey will also potentially appear at the taping, but only in a dark match for the fans in attendance. It remains to be seen what other surprises and segments the Red brand will have in store as we gear up for SummerSlam. It will also be interesting to see how the company will handle the first Raw since Vince McMahon announced his retirement. What do you make of Raw at Madison Square Garden? Let us know in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for it.